So for our last session, we're going to zone in very specifically on content production workflows. You're going to hear from The White Company, leading luxury lifestyle and homeware retailer, on how their development cycles have evolved, how they've revolutionized workflows, and how they've started to adopt AI to scale content output and maximize efficiencies. So please join me, last but by very no means least, Richie Cowan, Key Account Director at Amplience.
Hi, everybody. With the greatest of pleasure, I'd like to welcome Patricia and Tom to the stage from The White Company. I'd like to make an extra special thank you to Patricia, who has come all the way from Brazil for today, and more so Tom, who's come from Bromley. Well, welcome, guys. I'm going to hand over to you just to introduce yourselves and kind of give a bit of context of what you both do at The White Company.
Thank you so much, everyone, for having us today. It's a really good experience to be here for some of the great people, how they're using Amplience and evolutionizing the content. So I'm Patricia. I've been working at The White Company for the last 4 years, looking after the production and the content team, and working closely with Tom and a lot of great people who I've got Nico here, if you guys wanted to be meeting our digital design. Thank you for the wave. He's here. So yes, it'd be great to meet you guys later.
Good afternoon. My name's Tom. I've been at The White Company now for just now 5 years, working very closely with Patricia, working with Amplience every day.
Amazing. Well done, buddy. Well done. I think, look, we're all super nervous, so thanks for bearing with us. Look, we've had an amazing relationship so far. I think that The White Company and Amplience have been on a really special journey together. And I'm really looking forward to having a chat with both of you today to talk about kind of some digital experiences and what's going on at The White Company. So thank you both. I'm going to start with a question on your challenges, really. So can you share some challenges that The White Company previously faced with your development cycles and your content production workflows?
Yeah, so when I started, one of the things that I noticed that we were managing 2 different CMSs. So a lot of our content page, they were hosted. 50% of them were like in Amplience, and another part of it was not in Amplience. The page that were not in Amplience, there were static pages, our help pages, buying guides. So we are less updating them. So they're pretty much like very rigid HTML. Do not have like any version control. And if you want to update it, we have to go into the page, download it, the HTML, and then edit. So it was quite a lot of work. And then if you think of 50% of our content was sitting on the environment, was really not good for our maintenance. So those pages that were in Amplience, it was very easy to maintain, very friendly content. The team was very much enabled to be using there and scale the activity, also scheduling the content, version control. So yes, one of the tackles, one of our main projects was to moving those pages that were not in Amplience into Amplience, and we call it as our production one CMS. So we move all of those pages, and I can say that 90% now that our content is sitting in Amplience, which is great way for us to be managing, scale our content, updating it, and maintaining it. So that was one of our projects. The second part of our project, was our day-to-day job. We are managing the content in Amplience, which is great. Amplience is great. Headless content, you can do everything. But for our day-to-day activity, it was quite time-consuming if we want to be doing any simple tasks. So we have to go inside of the text component, update it, add the margins, add the paddings, 2 pixels perfect. Nico would be criticizing that if it wasn't really perfect. Adding to the card, then add it to a block, then add it to a slot. So that was like very time consuming if we were doing like our day-to-day BAU activity. So within there, we create a library of content where all of those assets, so we're speaking of assets, so all of those content was already pre-generated, and we could just pick that up, lift it, add the H1, add the text, add the call to action and the image, and publish to live. Within that, I think that Tom would be the best person to be talking there into more details.
Thanks, Patricia. So as Patricia mentioned before, for our kind of like weekly updates, we were using this sort of building block method, which you'd have essentially one banner would contain a block, contain a card, contain an image, contain a text, all for one section, one banner on the homepage. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to essentially create a content type that included all of that. So you've gone from having 4 components down to 1. Then within that 1 component, you have all the default styling already set up for us. So as a production team, when we're making that update, we're going into the content, we're changing the header from new in home to new in clothing, we're updating the body copy, we're updating a link, we're updating an image, we're saved, we're done. There's no, as Patricia mentioned, no 2 pixels here, no 2 pixels there. So yeah, we had these content types across our homepage, our category landing pages, other areas of the site as well. Really easy for us to update, really easy for us to create new versions as well. That was kind of like our first part of the journey. So we created these new content types, but they were very, almost too restrictive for us. So we then created a newer version, which is kind of the same. We've updated some elements of it, but what we now have the ability to do is override the styling. So if we do want to add 2 pixels here and do want to add 2 pixels there, we can do, which they've been really useful. And I think in terms, just improved all of our production activity for weekly updates, for seasonal updates. And I think, what's the number? 66%? So yeah, from what we used to do would have been taking about a week and a half to build the homepage, all the category landing pages, is now taking about a day and a half. So really good for us.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Tom. I think you've already answered some of the second question, which was how has the development cycle evolved? But Patricia, do you want to share a bit more on that?
It has evolved a little further. So we as a team and then as the whole white company group, we evolved and we matured quite a lot. So from migrating the content into Amplience, but as well creating those content types, we're really seeing like what are the benefits and then what we are improving our efficiencies and scale up our activity. So definitely we create a really great relationship with the creative team, the design team, the UX, UI. So really continuing to maintain the relationship and involve our content cycle. But also in the flip side of it, we're looking into data and then we're always adapting it. If you create a content that customers are not really engaging it, we look into the data, we feed that back, and then we evolve and then we continue the cycle. Yeah. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I just think in terms of the way, especially for me in the last 5 years, the way we've grown our relationship with our developers. So when we are having new functionality across the site, beforehand it would kind of be presented to us, this is what it is, this is how you're going to use it. Whereas we're now spending a lot more time with them, giving them feedback and sort of showing them how we want it to work in the back end for us as a team, rather than, yeah, it looks great on the front end and then we have loads of fiddly bits all in the back end to do. So we sort of walk them through how we expect it to work, how we want it to work going forward. So yeah, I think that's a lot of the most recent work we've done is sort of we've led the conversations rather than vice versa.
That's amazing, guys. Thank you. Has consolidating content management into a single platform helped efficiency, and how?
Massively. I mean, like I already say, 50% of our content was sitting in another CMS. The CMS did not have a version control and scheduling was quite difficult. So I was horrified at some time. Sorry, I'm very dramatic, Brazilian. I was horrified that if we are pushing a promotion live, the team prefer to be doing it at midnight rather than trying to scheduling the content. So that was like a really step back for us, and to be moving it today into a much more faster, you could lock everything and then scheduling. And yeah, that was like something that you really scale up our activity. June?
Yeah, I just think to add to that, yeah, it was kind of tricky when we were in sort of split CMSs. So essentially, for context, the old CMS that we used to use, very old, very clunky. You couldn't schedule any content. It had a very long caching time compared to Amplience. So real benefit is now obviously, yeah, being able to not wake up at midnight to push sale live, to schedule everything in one go. But what we have migrated from our old CMS to Amplience are what we mentioned earlier, the static help pages, which is a massive benefit because prior to them being in Amplience, all built in a massive HTML file with really important information on like delivery SLAs, returns, things like that. So going into a massive HTML file and updating your 30-day returns to 60 days or whatever was a bit risky because you could then edit other content. We'd also have to like sort of pre-save versions where moving into Amplience, we essentially go on history, hit back to last year's, hit restore, save, done, no new copy required, nothing, super easy. Again, something else we've moved from our old CMS into Amplience is our navigation. So our content on our navigation, which again, we used to never be able to schedule. So it was a faff for when we had sale, basically. So now all in Amplience, all scheduled at the same time, no waking up at midnight, which is really great.
No waking up late night to make content. No, that's good. Thank you very much. This next question is on everyone's minds, on everyone's lips at the moment, and I'm super interested to know this. AI adoption. Are you currently using AI? And if you are, how are you using it? And are you planning to use it in the future?
Yeah, so currently we've started using the AI generator tool. So we've been using this, I think, nearly 8 months, probably around that. So really useful for us. Team absolutely love it. We're using it every day across hundreds of images. Saves us so much more time, so much more efficient. We don't need to be writing our own basic alt text.
I think you were the first company actually to create alt text using our AI.
Oh.
I'm not.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it is really, really useful for us. That's the main sort of AI that we've started to use for now. But I think we are exploring what else.
What does the future look like? What's the dream for the future with AI?
I'll hand over to Patricia for that.
It's a great question. I'm not so sure. I think that we're definitely everyone here is involving it and learning it amongst ourselves. So I do like to sneak preview everything that is in the playground, and I do get very much in touch with all of the Amplience team and ask, "What's this? Tell me more. Keep me posted." So can I be the guinea pig? So yeah, it's all about understand how much of that functionality would make us more efficient and what does it mean for us? Because there is a few things within the playground that they would not improve our ways of work. So it's really to understand what is available within the playground and then what that would make it us better and more efficient.
Amazing. We're about to reach peak, and I think everyone in this room is probably going to be on the White Company's website ordering their beautiful gifts. I know I will. How do you plan to maintain the website during peak? How do you keep the quality the same? I mean, the products are beautiful and the website's stunning. How do you keep it like that?
Well, definitely having one CMS, that helps. Our content type also helps, no longer the pixel perfect to the sides. But we plan quite a lot of our activity, so we're playing 2 weeks ahead. And then early this year, we launched our mobile app, which was a great experience, be part of a huge project, but now is lended to our production as our day-to-day activity, and then live with that, and then understand and shape is really exciting. So we tended to plan ahead, 2 weeks ahead, work with our trade, design, brand, marketing teams, but adapt it as well. So if things are not working, if we sold out some of our products, we have all of our content ready to do. So everything pre-production that we've done with our workflow, with our content types, come to this point right now that makes us entering the peak with a very good confidence.
Yeah, I think just to echo what Patricia said, one of our fairly new process that we've started. It's gone well though, so we're about to launch Christmas, full launch on our website. So we have content banners across PDPs, PLPs, sort of split across multiple categories. So we've sort of got together all the teams, all the stakeholders, and then we now brief in these banners a lot earlier than we need them. So we sort of have all of them ready for launch. It's worked really well. So we've briefed in, built the banners, signed them off all together as a team, literally this week, ready to go for next week, and then we can sort of have them all ready at our disposal, ready to pepper throughout the pages throughout the season when they're needed. It's just sort of, it's allowing us to be a lot more trade reactive as well in case things do sell out, in case we do need to push certain products or certain categories.
Amazing. Guys, I just want to thank you both for the incredible partnership, for your time today, for coming on stage, and good luck during peak. And I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of the day.